This is going to be a very fun video. So today we're going to be talking about rules for writing. And if you were like me, I automatically think of all those English classes that I've gone through and all the rules, and you're supposed to keep up with all this, show, don't tell, oh, make sure you're not using passive verbs, blah, 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 blah. Well, my rule for writing is there are no rules, because no matter what anyone says, there's always an author out there who is going to defy what they say, okay? For example, John Green. Whenever I read Paper Towns, I was bored. And I wasn't sure if he was trying to convey a sense of like a high school mentality, how everything's just kind of, oh, I went home, I ate a sandwich, and blah, blah, blah. That's how it was to me. Was not interested whatsoever. It was too simplistic. It was boring. The prose, I don't care what he had for, I don't care he had lasagna. I don't care he had a sandwich. Who cares? It was not important to the story whatsoever. And I couldn't figure out if John Green was doing that to try to, convey that sense of the high school mentality or what. Not interested. So when they say only have relevant things, John Green defied that one. My second example is Stephen King. Yes, he's a great writer. He's also a little bit too much. I read Bag of Bones by him, and oh my gosh, I never thought I was going to finish the story. Like, we started here, we went there, and then I got lost. I didn't think, I was like, okay, Stephen King, what are you doing? You talk about cutting out things and getting to the point, if you don't need it, cut it. Well, Stephen, honey, all that I just read, didn't need it. I don't care. Irrelevant details. Not important to whatever's going on, which I don't know what's going on, but that's not it. I can assure you of that. So, he's too extensive. He's way too detailed. So, that rule, don't have too many details, too much blah, 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 blah. Well, Stephen King also defied that one. And then my last point. Cliches. Don't do cliches. They're overdone. Blah, blah, blah. Well, I don't know about you, but when was the last time you read a Nicholas Sparks book? Okay, I read one. And it's somewhere back here. I don't even remember the name of the daggum thing. It was on a beach. That's all I got. And I just cringed the entire book. I was like, why do people even like Nicholas Sparks? This is the most cliched bullcrap I've ever read. Oh, she looks like she just came out of a magazine. Except she doesn't. No one looks like they just came out of a magazine except models. This girl was not a model. She was like a single mom, okay? No, that's not how that works. So, again, he was using cliches. What do they say in the rules? Don't use cliches. And everything. There's so many rules, it doesn't matter. What I think, personally, and what I've seen as I've been a writer and I see different writing styles and how people do things differently, at the end of the day, you have all these rules, all these guidelines, but basically you need to find what your writing style is. What is your voice? Because that is going to be what captures readers. If you were trying to be someone you're not, sure, we can all kind of improve different things. We can do more showing instead of telling, but it's your writing style. At the end of the day, again, it doesn't matter. And I wrote down all these things. Don't be too detailed. Don't have too many descriptions. Make sure your dialogue's natural and it flows. Well, what about the different characters? What about different time periods? I'm beta reading a story right now, and the dialogue's not the most natural to me, but it's because of the narrator. The narrator and the way the story's being portrayed. It's in his point of view. So, no, it's not supposed to be that natural or flow. That's not how that works. So, point of view also matters. Don't have long sentences or complicated words. Well, what if someone's rambling? And I can't remember, there is one writer who does this. It's kind of a stream of consciousness thing. Well, if you're doing something that's a stream of consciousness, you're not going to have periods and correct sentences. You're going to be like this. You're going to be comma, 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 go, go, go. And it's because you're portraying a specific thing. You're using that as a mechanism, an agent. I can't think of the right word, but you know what I mean. You're using that for a purpose. And the last thing that I've realized is that every writer is different. We all have our own writing styles, and everything is subjective. I can read Kristen Martin's books and think they're the best thing in the world. You might read them and think they're the worst thing in the world. And it's never going to be the same thing. People might appreciate some of the same aspects, but there's always going to be someone who doesn't appreciate it. So when it comes to writing, writing is subjective, and there are no rules. Do you, boo-boo. I say that a lot. But really, there's too much, it's overwhelming. Sure, sometimes if you think it makes your writing better and it flows better, what have you, then yeah, incorporate that into your writing. But remember those examples. John Green, Stephen King, Nicholas Sparks? No, not the most impressed. And they're all three very popular writers, mind you. All three of them. And yeah, I tend to use a lot of, the be verbs. I know they say don't use the be verbs, and I can't remember the why. Well, you know what? I'm going to do what I want to do. And I encourage everyone else to do the same. Have your writing style and own it. If you're owning it, what does it matter? So that's my video for today. And I will see you guys next time. Also, so my last little tidbit to go along with that is if you have rules that you think specifically should always be followed in writing, please share. If you think I'm wrong, please tell me. This is just what I saw, and I thought it was amusing because as I was thinking, I was like, what are the rules for writing? And automatically, I was like, there are no rules. So, if you disagree with me, tell me why. I'm interested. I think writing in itself is interesting. It's all subjective. So let me hear your thoughts, guys.